and I've always been perceived as a freak, an animal, and I'm a real complex person with even myself. I don't get embarrassed. I'm a real pessimist. I'm a tornado. I'm very fragile. There's no one that goes to more mood swings than me. The reality is I'm never going to be normal. I have to grow up. Does anyone care about me being hurt? When I fight for the title, when the fight is over, I'll be champion of the world.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Roy Firestone, and this is Up Close Prime Time, coming to you from this Phoenix, Arizona gym where Mike Tyson hopes to reconstruct his boxing career. Tyson fights South African Frans Botha January 16th in Las Vegas in what will be his first bout since his June 18, 1997 nightmare, in which he twice bit Evander Holyfield's ears and had his license suspended. Tonight, we'll talk at length to Tyson about his troubles, about his future, about his hopes and fears. We'll also talk to Evander Holyfield and George Foreman. Find out if both figuratively and literally, Mike Tyson can answer the bell again. You told USA Today last week that the biggest mistake you've made in your life was to get involved in boxing in the first place. That's hard for me to believe. All the great things that have happened for you. I mean, there's been a lot of bad things.
More bad than good.
But not because of the sport of boxing, not because of what you did in the ring.
No, listen, boxing exposed me. The people in boxing exposed me. The only reason that other people took pot shots at me because people in boxing did. When they saw people in boxing, the writers take pot shots, write books, try to get off and exploit me. Inadvertently, they felt that it was okay, they can do it too. So everybody just took shots at me. That's how come a guy like me, what chance do I have? I have no chance in this country. I can never have to start a good life, a healthy life in this country. Because it's widespread that I'm just a bad apple.
You don't think you're a loser?
No, I never said I was.
But you
I never said I was a loser.
But
I never said I was a loser.
But you said, quote, recently, I have no future.
Yeah.
Would you mean that?
Yeah.
You really believe that?
Yeah. I'm a real pessimist. All my life I've been that way.
But only a loser would say, I have no future.
Well, I'm not a loser. I'm probably a but I'm not a loser. No, I'm no loser. If I was a loser, you wouldn't be here.
That's for sure. Mike, here's the point. And you know, I'll tell you who said this. Jimmy Carter, President of the United States. He says, what happens in life is your dreams get replaced by your regrets. And when that happens, it's all downhill.
Yeah, I agree with him 100%.
You still have dreams. You said you don't have any big dreams?
No.
So you feel like you have dreams?
No. What? No, really, tell me.
Do you have more regrets than you have dreams?
Yeah. What do I have to dream about? No, really, I'm just talking to you.
You could be the title. You could win the title again. There's a dream. You could raise your kids.
Yeah, but listen, can I tell you something? That's just expected, you know what I mean? I'm just happy one fight at a time, you know what I mean? I'm not racing to grab no title. It's one fight at a time and establish my livelihood more so than just anything else. You know, I'm a human being. I've never been perceived as a human being. Never. And I've always been perceived as a freak, an animal, some young kid that's the strongest guy in the world, or something like that. I've never been really perceived as an animal because I never broke down or cried or showed much emotion about anything that I endeavored. And so I never really been perceived as like a human. Because when people speak of me, they don't speak of me as somebody with feelings or emotions, anything.
You feel that there's no room for not just sympathy. You don't want sympathy, but there's no room for empathy. And empathy is different than sympathy. People really understand. You feel that no one really understands.
Well, no, they can't understand, you know. At least I don't believe so. Their actions don't make it as if they understand me.
What do you understand about you? What do you think you know now?
That I'm a real complex person.
But people will look and say, Mike, you have all this talent. Cuss and Jimmy Jacobs, people who really cared about you, had a vision for you. And that you sort of, you know, you got married, you're 21 years old, things started to swerve out of control a little bit. That when all is said and done, Mike can point fingers at 5 different things that's happened in his life. But ultimately, he's got to point the finger at himself. He's got to be about.
But what about Mike's vision? What about Mike? Everyone has a vision. What about Mike's vision?
What was your vision? What is your vision?
Whatever I want it to be, regardless. What about Mike's vision? All Mike's been a young kid, not pretty much just pointing in directions. But sometimes I want to go my own direction. I'm at the stage in my life, I want to go my own direction now. I mean, maybe if I love fighting, if I don't love fighting. If I'm good enough to just fight, and make tons of money and still beat the best people out there. Let it be. I'm just Mike Tyson living my life.
Could you give it up? Could you give up boxing next week if you wanted to?
Yeah.
It's not in your blood anymore?
No, it's not. It's going to always be in your blood. You know what I mean? Because that's how I came to prominence. But, you know, I can give anything up.
Wow.
I can give anything
That
up.
surprises me. I remember you coming on my show and you said, I lose, I die. I die, I lose. Now, it's just a part of your life.
You want me to stay 10, 20 years old, 19 years old? I'm not going to be 19 years old from now. I'm 32 years old, I have children. I think about my children, and still I have to live my life.
If you lose to this guy, Botha, what would that do to your aura of invincibility? If it's in any way been broken so far, would that set you back even further? Would you consider retiring?
I can't imagine him beating me, and I just can't fathom that.
How badly do you want to fight Holyfield?
Excuse me?
How badly do you want to fight Holyfield?
Fight one fight at a time, man.
Is it something on your mind, Bill?
Once I get to this guy, we'll talk about the next guy.
How badly do you want the belt? How badly do you have to be the champion again?
I'm not rushing anything. You know, I haven't fought in, what, 18 months, 16 months.
I don't want to fight in 2 years.
And I'm still boxing 8 rounds, boxing hard, doing well. And I'm still capable of beating all the guys in the top 10.
Will you be the champ again? Let me ask it to you that way. In your heart of hearts, will you be the champ again?
When I fight for the title, when the fight is over, I'll be champion of the world.
Up next, Tyson and Holyfield.
The fact that this guy comes across that he's all lily white, this is ridiculous. He butted me purposely.
An open mic as Up Close Primetime continues.
This up-close primetime special.
Time. Would Holyfield give Tyson that fight? I spoke to Evander about that possibility.
You feel that's closure for your third fight. Is it an important fight, you and Mike Tyson?
Well, I don't, you know, at this time, I don't feel that it's important. Maybe somewhere down the line I may. You know, as I speak to you today, it's not important. But I guess the most important thing is if you forgive a person, you forgive him for what has happened. And, you know, what has happened already happened, and the man is paid a price. He don't sit out of the game and they tuck his money, and life has been a roller coaster ride. Now it's time for him to redeem himself.
Can I tell you something? I don't know, listen, the way Holyfield perceives himself to be the royal Christian guy and everything, and I call him Moses. But the fact that this guy comes across that he's all lily white, this is ridiculous. He butted me purposely. He purposely butted me. He trained to butt me. And when he did it, I could tell when he grabbed me, he looked up and looked at my eye, and he was looking for the cut to butt me again. But listen, I don't care what he said. When I found out that he did that, I was enraged, and I didn't care what happened to him.
I've heard it by more than just from Mike Tyson. George Foreman said the same thing. Holyfield, for all of his Christian rhetoric, is a dirty fighter.
Anyone knows that in the game of boxing, it's important who beat who to the position first. It just so happened Tyson and I have clashed heads, but you can't honestly ask any fighter that's not envy or jealous of me because I'm a dirty fighter. They'll tell you that I'm not a dirty fighter.
On June 18, 1997, Tyson's horrifying emotional explosion cost him 1.5 years and millions more in fight purses. It caused the public and the boxing world in general to wonder if Mike Tyson was a menace, not to be trusted again.
I used to know anger is something that everyone has. And it depends who the individual is, they get dealt with differently. I'm Mike Tyson. I'm labeled a dangerous guy, a bad guy. But when I was in Boston, know what I really figured out? When I was going through this extensive test, I really figured out that I said, now why am I going through this test? And they didn't understand why I was going to do it. One of the doctors said, they're afraid that you're going to hurt somebody, either in the ring and out the ring. And I was dumbfounded, because I said, what about somebody hurting me? Does anyone care about me being hurt? No one ever cared about Mike. They look at me like I'm some juggernaut. I'm stone cold, no emotion. Because maybe I project myself to be that way because that's my defense mechanism. But in all actuality, I'm very fragile. And that's why I strike out so much, because I'm fragile and I'm easily hurt.
When you look at Mike, does he seem rudderless to you?
Well, Mike Tyson has always looked for a hero. Hard thing to find a hero when you have $1 million, because you don't know how to look. You look for other people with $2 million. And if you have 10, you look for someone with 20. If you have 100, you look for someone with 200 million. Hard to find heroes. He should find a hero. He should find someone that he can look up, some kind of mentor. Now he's going to have to be his own hero.
Oh, shoot. I never had no hero in my life. You know what I mean? When I just, never had a man figure in my life until I met Cuss, you know? But, I don't know, I never had no heroes.
Remember Raging Bull, the movie?
Yes.
There's that scene with Jake LaMotta. I think it really did happen, but it was in the movie. Robert De Niro, as Jake LaMotta, starts banging his head against the wall. Why?
When he was in prison, right?
Yeah. Did you ever feel that way?
I'm too sophisticated to do that. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm no brute. You know, just things happen, and I said, well, listen, I screwed up, this happened, and we deal with them. You know, Customato taught me how to be. He was a strong me, and I'm strong, and I'm mean. And there's nothing that could break my spirit from that perspective. Nothing's going to make me get on there. I'm never going to get on my knees to no one and worship them and say sorry or kiss anybody's ass or be a yes man.
The only man who can beat me, you once said, is me, meaning yourself. Mike Tyson outside the ring. Have you given the Mike Tyson inside the ring a tough fight?
I've never been innocent a day in my life. I've been corrupted all my life, so you have to give me, say this in another capacity, meaning what?
Do you think you've let yourself down from what you wanted to be in that ring?
Listen, in all actuality, if I don't go to the Boxing Hall of Fame for my credentials, there shouldn't be a Boxing Hall of Fame.
Is Tyson really on the ropes? Is he broke? Will he return to prison? The answer's next on Up Close Primetime.
I got too much money. I get to it, it comes too quick.
Up Close Primetime, I'm Roy Firestone. Mike Tyson is an official resident of Arizona. By law, he had to register as a convicted sex offender with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office last week because of his 1992 rape conviction. But his legal woes are mounting. He could be ordered to serve the remainder of his 6 to 10-year prison sentence if an Indiana judge rules his no-contest plea to charges he attacked 2 Maryland motorists constitutes a probation violation. He's suing Don King and 2 others, claiming they stole 50% of his fight purses after he left prison in 1995. The IRS has placed a $13 million lien on his 3 homes. With all of that, one would ask, how is his mental and emotional state?
Wow.
Is that the first time you're thinking of this? I mean, come on, it's all over the place.
I don't think
It's like swarming all over you.
Yeah, man, I'm just, I'm a tornado. I don't have all those problems that you stated just now. But
You don't think about those problems?
no, I don't have all the problems that you stated no more. I used to live my life, man. I'm not, listen, a lot of people misinterpret me. I'm not a guy with big dreams and want to be corporate mongrel or anything like that. I don't want to. I just want to live my life and do what I want to do.
You don't have a dream?
I don't have big dreams.
You used to tell me your dream was to be the champ and to be the greatest champ.
Well, I'm talking about big dreams, like after fighting's over, the hell with the world. I used to live your life, raise your kids. I don't got no big dreams like I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to be somebody important and outraged. Nah, man. Me being champ or me being a fighter, just being one of the guys. You know, that's not nothing serious. People take it more serious than it really is. Life is taken too serious.
What's it like to go to a sheriff's office and to have to register as a sex offender?
I don't know. It's just no.
Did it feel demeaning to you?
I have no. I don't get embarrassed. I have no dignity in that perspective. Like when I was there, right? It was nothing but ladies. Like there's nothing but ladies in the sheriff's office. So the lady said, well, what did you get convicted for to be here? Well, I said rape, and I said real loud. And my friend said, no. He said, sexual assault. And the lady started laughing. That's rape. They said I raped somebody. You know what I mean? But after those old ladies came, hugged me, kissed me, I signed their autograph. Because anybody that's a sophisticated adult and they seen the situation that happened, that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
But you didn't.
Listen, we're not going to go. I don't want to touch it too much, but it's so much bullshit. Yeah, I raped her. Give me a break, okay?
When you served the time 3 years in Indianapolis, in the prison in Indiana, you said it broke you.
You know, anyone I think that experienced something that degrading will have to have a different opinion about themselves than other people.
Did no good?
No.
Broke you?
Big time.
What if you had to go back?
When I said from that perspective, I could do 20, 100 years. You know, that's where I'm at now. That's where I'm at psychologically now. So if I go back to prison, listen, what? I'm just another in prison. What? I'm not gonna be no. What's gonna happen? I'm a man going to prison.
Do you fear going back?
I don't fear anything but Allah.
Do you, in the back of your mind, fear the ruling after the fight in January? I mean,
Of course.
You're concerned.
Of course.
Is there a chance they could put him back in prison?
Oh, of course there is. Of course there is. I'm hopeful not. He, I think, is really changing. None of us change overnight. None of us change that drastically. And he's starting to be more comfortable with himself. So hopefully he'll get another chance.
If you know what you got to do to get your life back on track, why can't you do it?
Well, what does it have to do to get my life on track?
Everything.
Tell me about
your
it.
whole focus.
Tell me
No,
about
I don't. Everything you. For example, when people mock you, when people put you into a position where you want to fight back, walk away. Just walk away. The hell with them. I'll get in more trouble. I'll just walk away. I'll stay away from this situation.
What makes you think I don't do that?
Because you told me you can't. It's not in your makeup.
No, listen, it's not that simple. Some little, some child say, hey, I hate you, you're a rapist. You think hey, I'm gonna kill you and your mother too. No, please. It's not the fact, it's just the objective. Only people that I have problem with are the people who, disguise themselves as my friends and betray me.
You feel you've been betrayed?
Yeah.
Don King?
Well, that's just part of life.
Don King?
Yeah.
John Horn?
Yes.
You feel you've been ripped off like you feel he's ripped off other fighters?
Yeah, but listen, though, that's just something that happens, and I had to pay for that with ignorance.
Is he solvent? Is he secure financially?
He will be.
What I gotta do? What? Well, how much money I'm gonna make this year? What? 100 million? 150 million? What I'm gonna do? What's gonna
You don't
happen?
feel you're in financial straits. You don't feel like...
Me?
I'm
That's my
asking.
biggest problem. I got too much money. I get to it comes too quick. That's my biggest problem. I wish I had money problems like.
Well, we hear all these rumors, oh, he's got to fight because he needs the 50 million, and that the government's got
Listen,
$30 million on the houses.
Listen, can I tell you something? How much, if I owe people $20 million, how many times I have to throw my right hand to get $20 million? The reality, how many times I have to throw it?
Can Mike Tyson beat his toughest foe? A no-holds-barred take on his self-destructive tendencies. Next.
You think you're going to live a long life?
Ah, hell no. No way.
Back to our up-close primetime conversation with Mike Tyson. I'm Roy Firestone. Well, he has a new trainer, a new manager, a new home. He's been treated for depression and anger, but he would be the first to admit that Mike Tyson is not a changed man. The question is, can Mike Tyson defeat his greatest foe? Can he overcome his inner demons to move ahead with his life outside the ring? Or is he destined to be a casualty of his own fury and irresponsibility?
You think you're going to live a long life?
Ah, hell no. No way. At least I don't think so. Anything's possible, I don't think so.
You have dreams about dying? You have dreams about demise?
Huh? No, but I just know what kind of person I am.
Self-destructive?
Yeah, pretty much.
I just want to be normal. This is what you said. What is normal to you? I mean, is it just to be able to go home and have a TV dinner?
The reality is I'm never going to be normal.
But you want to be.
Yeah, but it's never going to happen. You know, and that's why I'm always acceptable to people. You know, I don't have no exclusivity. I'm always here, I'm here, walking around talking to people. I don't want people to look at me like I'm a special, because I don't feel I'm a special people. Or a special person or some dynamic individual. That's just not who I am.
No role model.
Unfortunately, I am a role model. For some poor souls out there, I don't know. But unfortunately, you know, I can't stop that. But if you wanna learn from me and accept me as a role model, just watch me from a distance. You know what I mean? See the things that I do that's not kosher, and then you say, well, I'm not gonna do that.
But you cry. You feel somber. You feel sad. You go through depression. You
Yeah.
go through mood swings.
Listen,
most
can I
people...
tell you something? There's no one that goes through more mood swings than me. And my wife must be up the wall. So who am I married to today? Who is this guy?
It's Sybil.
Yeah, who is this guy? Did Jason come home today? A Frankenstein? Who is this guy? The Wolfman? Oh,
Do you get
man.
scared by those mood swings? Do you ever say to yourself, Jesus, who is the real me? The sad guy? The happy guy? The confident guy? The guy with remorse? There's lots of different Mike Tysons.
It's just,
Contradictions.
that makes me who I am. Everyone's creature. We're all creatures of contradictions. because we truly don't know who we are. We're constantly searching who we are. But I don't know. It's just that makes me who I am. If I wasn't that way, you wouldn't be interviewing me. That makes me Mike. You know what I mean? I'm not a straight guy. Doing what I do in normal don't go along with one another.
We'll have more in our revealing interview of Mike Tyson next.
To work.
I'm Roy Firestone. Welcome back to our up-close primetime conversation with Mike Tyson.
All right, here's my last thing. Give me a word back or a phrase back.
Okay.
Power.
People with money have power. You know what I mean? Some people don't go to jail. You know what I mean? Rockefellers don't go to jail. That's just, Vanderbilts don't go to jail. That's just the reality. You know what I mean?
Truth.
It's just to be truthful to yourself. That's the only thing that matters. As long as you can look in the mirror and say, well, listen, it's the truth. And you like that reflection you see in the mirror. I guess everything could be cool with that.
Fear. What do you fear?
God. You know what I mean? Just things that I've done, probably that he probably said, but I don't fear God from that perspective. I think God knows my heart is pure.
Attitude.
Big attitude. I have a big attitude. Mike Tyson's attitude, yeah.
Is it a good attitude?
Depends on what mood I'm in.
Peace.
Pretty peaceful at times. Flying my birds, riding my bike.
Money.
False sense of security.
False sense of security.
Yeah. Should be used to help people that really need it.
Color.
What about it?
How important is it?
Black, white, that kind of color? Doesn't mean anything, because I think everyone's out to get me. The white man, the black man, the yellow man, everyone. So I'm keep my eye on everybody.
Responsibility.
Yeah, we all need it. The form of discipline that needs to be enhanced more in this society.
Excellence.
I don't know much about this excellence. It depends. Excellence don't always mean number one. Excellence is giving your best.
Happiness.
It's
Is that the biggest challenge for you in your life, is to find happiness?
I don't know. Probably not in this lifetime.
We hope you've enjoyed our up-close primetime conversation with the former heavyweight champ of the world, Mike Tyson. We'll see you the night after Christmas for the best of Up Close Primetime 98. Happy holidays, everyone.